as well.
Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. Nari, I'm sorry. I forgot to record it. So I am listening to you, but I had to, yeah. Okay. Well,
houses are, yes, are better.
yeah. And I think everybody has different opinions, and you're going to talk about this more. I just wanted to get you talking a little bit. So Mia, could you please read our objective today?
Objective. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to know how to pronounce common words spelled with a T, create and perform a conversation about homes using words with T and pronounced like a fluent speaker.
Beautiful, beautiful pronunciation. Okay, so it's possible, as I said at the beginning, that you think pronouncing the letter T isn't a problem for you. After all, the letter T is in Portuguese. You have the letter T. I understand that sometimes the T makes a ch sound, depending on where you live. This is what one of my students told me. But you can certainly make the T sound with your mouth without a problem. So why did I include a lesson on the letter T if it's not a problem? Well, take a look at these words. Better, ballet, question, direction. Do these sound like the letter T? Did you hear a letter T? Better, ballet, question, direction. There's no sound of T in these words. Look at these words or listen to these words and look. Washed, missed. There's a T sound, but there's no T in the spelling. It's crazy. Okay. So the problem is not with sound production. The problem is knowing which sound to say. Okay, because the spelling doesn't tell you. And also it's a problem with listening because you may not recognize the words because you're expecting the words, the letters to make the sounds that you see, and you'll hear a different word. So it's actually also a listening problem. So that's why I chose it. Okay. So let's take a look back at this Venn diagram that I'm still working on. So remember that the part in the middle and above the line is the consonant sounds that are common in both languages. So on the left is English, on the right is Brazilian Portuguese, in the middle are sounds that we both make. And you can see here that we have the letter T. So that means you can make the sound, I can make the sound, no problem. But you may not know what sound, you may not recognize the word, okay? You might expect a word to hear a word with one sound and hear another. So let's look at a few examples. So this is why the terrible T. So the letter T actually makes different sounds. In Portuguese, my understanding is that the letter you see is the letter you say, right? Is that true? You see, you say it. Okay, but it's not true in English. So letter T can make many sounds, and there are no rules. So before you ask me if there are rules, there are no rules, okay? And I'm sorry, I apologize, okay? So let's take a look at different positions of the letter T and what happens. For example, at the beginning, often the letter T makes the sound T. Now remember that what I have here in the red with the diagonal lines is the sound. And then what you see here is the spelling. So this is the sound T. Okay, t. So at the beginning, you're pretty safe. So at the beginning, you'll hear the t sound, like in the word terrible, or tree, or trouble. Okay, you can make that. Okay, T. What other, can you think of another word that has a T at the beginning?
True.
Today.
Today. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Okay, in the middle though, oh, I needed to change this color. I'll have to fix that. In the middle though, it's all over the place. Okay, it doesn't always make the T sound. So for example, the thing in your kitchen that you put your dishes on is the counter, right? So when you say counter, the T in the middle is T, the T is a T, okay? So, but often it's not that case. If you see a double T in the middle or a T in the middle, and it doesn't matter which, it actually, you will hear a D sound, like in the word better, better, okay? Better. There's no T sound. Now, the reason for this is actually because it allows us to speak quicker by making a smaller sound. It's actually easier to produce a D sound than a T sound. And let's try an experiment, okay? So I'm going to say this word 2 ways, and I want you to tell me which is easier, okay? So first I'll say it with the T sound, better, repeat.
Better.
Now better, repeat.
Better.
Which is
Better.
easier? Which is easier, the first or the second?
The second for me.
It should be the second.
Better.
Better.
It's better.
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 Better. You have
The
to
second
really
is better.
work hard. Yeah, the second one is better. You have to really work hard to say the T. So by reducing the sound, making a smaller sound, a D sound, which is easier on your mouth, you can speak quicker. Okay, the problem is when you're listening. Yeah.
Is it wrong say better?
No, I'm so glad you asked that. So the good news is, if you say better, people will understand you. They won't think you're weird. Okay. So you don't have to speak this way, but it's, as I said, it's more of a listening issue. You might not recognize the word. Like you might think they said badder, more bad, or bed, going to bed. You might, like it might just confuse you. So it's not really a problem if you fully pronounce it, especially if you're a slow speaker. Okay, so but it will stop you from speaking quickly. Okay, so it's not a problem. So that's a great question. Let's look at what else happens in the middle. Direction. Look at that, direction. Crazy. There's not a T at all. Question. Now, some people say question with a just sound. People who are not Latinos say question with a ch sound, but that's hard for Latinos, so they don't say that. Okay. All right. So in the middle, it's really, you never know what the sound is going to be. At the end, it's even crazier. Okay. For example, words that we have brought in from other languages, like ballet, which is a French word. We don't say the T at all, and the AET is pronounced A, ballet. And sometimes it's completely silent and just ignored. Whistle, like, whistle. We don't say the T at all. So it's crazy. So let's repeat these words, okay? Let's repeat these words together, okay? And then we'll get you talking. So terrible.
Terrible.
Counter.
Counter.
Better. Well, actually, I'll say it like a fluent speaker, okay? I'll say it like a fluent speaker. Better.
Better.
Direction.
Direction.
Question. Ballet.
Ballet.
Whistle.
Whistle.
Interesting, eh? Is it any questions about that?
No.
No? Did you know this? Did you know these words were pronounced differently?
Mm,
For me, it's whistle is different.
Ah, whistle. Yeah.
Yeah.
T is silent. Oh, hi. Welcome to the class.
Hi.
Nice to see you. Yeah, whistle. Yeah. All right. So listening is also a problem because you expect a t sound and you don't hear it. The biggest problem with the final T is with the words can and can't. For example, in the word can't, because fluent English speakers barely say that final T, it's almost invisible. So you hear Brazilian speakers say, did you say can or can't? Does this happen to you?
Yeah.
Yes. The problem is that can and can't are opposite. So it's really important that you know which one they are saying. So, you know, if somebody says they can't fly or they can fly, you know, we don't know which one it is and they're opposite. So that's a problem. There's no way to solve this. You have to ask the question. Okay. So sometimes the way they say a word is also confusing. For example, if you hear this sentence, you might be confused. Like, the latter game was much better. So latter is another word for later. Okay. The latter game was much better. And you're thinking, okay, did they say ladder? Like, you know, climbing up a ladder, or letter? Because is also a problem sound for you. And you're like, oh my God, is there a game in Canada about ladders? Who can climb the ladder first? Right. Or just sometimes when they reduce the dus to the dus sound, you might be confused. Like if somebody says the heating system is broken, and you're not seeing the sentence, all you're doing is hearing heating. You're thinking, what's a heat? What's a heat? You know, is that a guy? Like heat? You know, what is that? So it's really a problem for listening. So we're going to work, of course, I can't fix your listening, right? I just want to make you aware of it. So what I can do is help you with pronunciation, okay? So let's practice. So usually the T in the middle is pronounced like a duh, okay? And so the good news is you don't have to pronounce it this way, by the way, like Juliana asked, but let's pretend like we're fluent speakers and let's try this, okay? Let's try it. So I'm going to repeat it and I'm going to say it and you're going to repeat it, okay? Butter.
butter,
Bitten.
Bitten.
Water.
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 Little.
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 Heater.
heater,
Heater.
So for example, a sentence like this, the mitten fell in a little bit of water next to the heater. The mitten fell in a little bit of water next to the heater. Let's try that. I'll say it in little parts. The mitten, repeat.
And then
The mitten
Fell in a little bit of water
fell a little bit of water
water
next to the heater.
next to the
next to
heater.
the heater.
Okay, very good. Any questions so far? Does everybody know what bitten means? Like,
no,
no, okay. So for example, the dog bit the cat. The cat was bitten. Now I'm pronouncing it, you know, like an English teacher, by the dog. Okay, so it's the past participle of the word to bite. Okay, the cat was bitten. Now you can say bitten, you can say bitten. Like actually, when I say it, I don't pronounce anything in the middle. The cat was bitten. So it actually sounds like bitten, bitten. The cat was bitten. Bitten.
Bitten.
The cat was bitten by the dog.
Bitten.
Okay, but if you say the cat was bitten by the dog, you're perfectly fine. Okay? All right, so don't worry. I just want you to know what's going on. Okay, and sometimes the letter, the D sound is not pronounced, sorry, the T sound is not pronounced like a D. So let's try this. Furniture,
Furniture.
Furniture.
question,
Question.
Question.
whistle.
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 For example, the question was whether the furniture would fit in the house. The question was
The
whether,
question.
well, just a
Was-
sec. The question was whether the furniture would fit in the house. So now let's repeat it. I'll break it up. Excuse me. The question was whether, repeat,
The
Question
Whether-
was whether
the furniture would fit in the house.
The
the
furniture.
furniture
would fit
would
in
fit
the
in the
house.
house.
Remember the TH sound in whether,
Whether.
whether. So let's do that again. And now you're practicing the T, not the T sound, but the sound that T makes and the TH from last week. The question was whether, repeat,
The
The question was whether
that was great. The furniture would fit in the house.
the
The
furniture
would
would
fit in the
fit in the house.
Okay, any questions?
Furniture.
Okay. All right, so what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to take a picture of this and I'd like you to practice this with your partner. Okay, so everybody, please take a picture. Okay, does everybody have a picture?
No, not yet.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to put you into groups. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I'm going to put you into groups. I'll pause the recording. Yeah, there it is. Okay. All right.
Sir, one question.
Yeah, sure.
Middle, it's glove.
Wait, sorry. What was the question?
The meaning of midden.
Oh, like,
It's gloves? Is it
yeah, but
gloves?
usually midden, there's no fingers.
Ah, no fingers. Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, so we use mitten, like children usually wear mittens because they're warmer, right? Because there's
Okay.
no individual fingers.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Any other
Thank you.
questions? No problem. Any other questions? No? Okay.
I had one question about the weather here, but Juliana, yeah, but Juliana explained to me it means like if.
It is, that's right, if. Whether and if are the same meaning. Okay? I just
Okay.
wanted to give you some higher language as well. So, all right. So we're going to continue to practice tricky words. Okay, so and the next thing you're going to do is you're going to use these tricky words in a conversation or a dialogue about homes. Okay, because this is the whole idea, is to get you fluent with these sounds. So first, let's practice these tricky words. Tricky words is another, tricky means difficult, difficult. All right, so let's practice these words together. Tuesday,
Tuesday.
townhouse,
townhouse.
little,
Little.
Little.
temperature,
Temperature.
apartment,
Apartment.
counter,
Counter.
heating, Hidden. Furniture,
Furniture.
population,
Population.
mortgage,
Mortgage.
can't,
Can't.
Can't.
debt.
Debt.
So a couple things that I want to tell you. Temperature. When we say temperature, we often reduce the sounds, the number of syllables. So it sounds
Temperature.
it sounds like temperature, like that. Temperature. I'll make that better. That's really small. Sorry. Temperature. So that's how you would say that, temperature. When we say apartment, we don't even say the T. So listen to how I say it, apartment. We skip the T completely. Again, the way in response to Juliana's question, you can say apartment. It's okay. People will understand you and they won't think you're strange. But you might hear people say apartment and you won't hear the T. Okay. Same thing with mortgage. We don't say the T. Mortgage. Okay, mortgage and debt. Does everybody know what these words mean? Are there any questions about these words? These are all words about buying houses. Are there any questions? Don't be shy. I don't know what your vocabulary is like. You sure everybody's okay with these?
Yeah.
Okay, so now what I want you to do is, what I'd like you to do, well, let's practice these just one more time, okay? And then I'm going to have you go back into the breakout rooms and make a conversation, okay? So, okay, let's try it one more time. Tuesday. Townhouse.
Townhouse.
Little.
Little.
Temperature.
Temperature.
Apartment.
Apartment.
Counter.
Counter.
Heating.
Heating.
Furniture.
Furniture.
Population.
Population.
Mortgage.
Mortgage.
Can't.
Can't.
Debt.
Debt.
Okay, so any questions before I send you off again? Okay, so here's what I want you to do. I want you to make a dialogue with some of these words about buying a home in London. That's a big conversation right now, buying a home in London, because they're really expensive. All right, try to use some of the tricky words, okay? Now, if you don't want to do that, your other choice is just to talk about buying a home in London and try to use the words. It's your choice, okay? Here's an example of how you could start this. I'd like to rent a townhouse or an apartment. Buying a house includes a mortgage and a debt, which I can't afford right now. Okay, so take a picture of this. Take a picture of this. Okay, and I'm going to get you to talk and try to use some of these words somehow. Everybody ready?
Yeah.
Okay, Juliana, I'm giving you another job again, okay? Because I'm going to pause the recording. If you could tell me to start it again, that would be great. So let me pause it. Okay. All right. So, hi. Carlos, Erica, and Mia, what did you do?
You talk a lot. You talked a lot.
Yeah. Did you do a dialogue or did you just talk?
Talk about.
Okay, all right. Do you have any questions? Anything you want to try? You know, to see if
Carlos has a big sentence, interesting sentence about this.
okay, let's hear it, Carlos.
I intend to buy a house in London, and then on Tuesday I went to the bank and they told me that the total finance value is 5 times the annual income. Then you can pay the mortgage between 20 or 30 years.
Yeah, that's
long time.
fantastic. And that's so true. Yes, you'll be paying the mortgage for 100 years. It's so true. Yeah, great. Anybody else want to check their pronunciation at all? Are you okay? Okay. All right. What about Anna and Jarson?
Oh, I am not so organized like my friend Jason. Jason, take
He
a
is
good
organized. Yes.
I just spoke and spoke.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to check with me in terms of your pronunciation?
Okay. I talking about my reality now. About me and my husband bought a little lot, and we are building a house, and talking about the mortgage and some debt, you know. But I didn't write.
That's okay. That's okay.
And, yeah.
So here's the word that you used, your reality. This is another example of the T reducing. Reality, reality.
Reality.
Yeah. Oh, that's a mistake here. This is a mistake. It's reality. The stress is here. Reality. That's how we say it, reality. Yeah.
Reality.
Yeah, reality. Okay. Jarson, do you have anything to say?
Yeah, I took notes. So so and can I
Sure.
read? Okay.
Yeah, of course.
Hi, I'd like to rent a townhouse because I don't have money enough to buy a house. And I know to apply to mortgage is very complicated. I can't do that. I've found a big debt in my bank account.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All I understand you completely. Okay, so this is one of the things I want to be able to tell you. It's hard in a class environment because we just don't have enough time in an hour for me to hear all your speaking. But I can tell you that if you do speak and you practice this, I will tell you the truth, which is that I understand you or we need to fix this. So I did understand you. So Carol and Juliana, what did you do?
We just talked about yes, about our realities.
Okay, all right, no problem. Well, now you have another word, reality. Is there anything you wanted to check with me in terms of pronunciation, either of you?
No.
Okay, Carol?
No, Sherry. I think it's okay.
Okay, all right. Okay, good. All right, so I just have one more thing that I want to go through with you that I think you'll find very valuable. And so a bit of a word about ED sounds. When we did a little bit of this in some of the classes in the first class, but some of the ED past tense verbs actually sound like a T. There's actually 3 ways to pronounce the ED endings. So for example, the first one is wished, wished. And you can hear that the wish becomes wished when it's in the past tense. Turn becomes turned, turned. Fold becomes folded. And the reason some of these, they all are spelled the same, but they are pronounced differently, has to do with the last sound of the base verb. So some sounds have a no vibrate sound, like you don't vibrate it. So when you add ED, it is also the no vibrate sound, but you don't need to worry about that. Okay, you don't need to worry about that. What I'd like you to do is listen to this sentence and tell me which of the ED verbs sound like a T. She wished she had folded the laundry or at least kissed her daughter before she yelled at her. So which of the words sound like t?
Kiss it. Kiss
Right.
it.
This one. Okay, what else?
Kiss it.
Yeah. Okay, anything else? So this is wished and this is kissed. Now, one of the problems that Portuguese speakers have, and I heard it here, was the fact that not only does it end with a t sound, but actually you don't, oh, hold on, where's the, you don't say the E at all. So let me just show you this. So some verbs that end with these sounds, okay, that end with these sounds sound like a T. Okay, so let's just practice these words. These are common past tense verbs that I hear all the time. So just listen to and repeat. Wished,
Wished.
walked.
Walked.
Juliana, this is for you. Talked,
Talk.
Talked.
Shocked.
worked,
Work.
Worked.
stopped,
Stopped.
watched,
Watched.
missed,
Missed.
kissed.
Kiss.
Okay, so you'll notice that the E's are not pronounced. Okay, so it's not wished and it's not talked. It's talked. So it's only one syllable, one clap. Wished, not wished. Okay, this is probably the biggest pronunciation problem that Portuguese speakers have. So let's practice this again. Okay, wished,
Wish.
Wished.
walked,
Walk.
Walked.
talked,
Talk.
Talked.
worked,
Worked.
Worked.
stopped,
Stop.
Stopped.
watched,
Watch.
Watched.
missed,
Miss.
Missed.
kissed.
Kiss.
Kissed.
All right, Jarson, make a sentence with wished, please.
Wished. And my last birthday, I wished to buy a house.
Ah, very good. Juliana, make a sentence with walked.
I walked yesterday with my friend.
Very good. Anna, make a sentence with talked.
I was talked with Jason.
I talked.
I
Talked.
talked. Oh no, I talked with Jason a
Okay.
few minutes ago.
Very good. Beautiful. Carol, worked.
Yesterday, I worked at a mall.
No, it's this one. Oh, you worked at a mall. Okay, yeah, sorry. All right. I thought you were saying walked, but you said worked. I worked at a mall. Very good. Carlos, stopped.
I stopped to smoking 20 years ago.
I stopped smoking 20 years ago. Again?
I stopped working.
No, smoking. Oh, walk.
Or
No, you stopped what? What did you stop?
Smoking.
Oh, that's what I thought you said. I stopped smoking 20 years ago. Repeat.
Yeah. I stopped working 20 years ago.
Smoking.
Smoking.
I stopped smoking.
I stopped smoking 20 years ago.
Beautiful. Mia, watched.
I watched a good film yesterday.
Very good. Erica, missed.
Missed. I missed my. Yeah, I missed my family.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, I missed my
Darson.
family.
Darson, kissed.
And my last vacation, I traveled to Brazil and I kissed my mom.
Oh, that just makes me so happy. Excellent. Any questions about these words? No? Okay. So I think that what time? I have 1 minute. So I think that you in the last hour you got some practice to pronounce words spelled with a T, and you were able to use those words in a conversation. And of course we practiced the ED. Here's what's going to happen next. Okay. Just a reminder, you can come to any class. If you miss a class because your schedule gets in the way, I will send you the recording directly in WhatsApp because I don't know how to take out the faces yet. So I don't want to post it, and it's not available for everybody, but if you missed a class, you're welcome to come to any class if you have time. I know it doesn't work for everybody. And if you can't make it during the week, I will send you the recording. Tomorrow, I will post the PowerPoints on the WhatsApp group and a practice for you to practice the words we did today with a recording and also the ED verbs. Okay, so I did that last week. If did anybody look at it? Is this a useful thing? I don't even know.
I didn't see.
Yeah. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay. So, you know, you can't fix your pronunciation in 1 hour. You need to practice these words a lot. So I thought the best way to do that is to give you this PowerPoint with the audio. I say the words, you repeat. I say sentences with the words, you repeat. So if you want practice, that's the best way to do it. Okay. Next week, we're doing the R sound. Okay, and our theme is rock and roll, which will be fun. Rock and
Okay.
roll. All right, any final questions before we stop?
No.
No.
All right, well, I hope you enjoyed the class, and make sure to go to the pronunciation WhatsApp group for the practice and the PowerPoints. Please do not share these PowerPoints with anybody. I worked really hard on them. I am going to sell this course at some point. So please don't give it away for free, okay?
Okay.
All right, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Carlos, please leave and then come back on, okay?
Okay.
Okay, bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.